Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Burning Conversations. It's your podcast anchor, Anastasia. And I'd like to welcome you guys to another episode of Burning Conversations. And actually, we have a very special guest on the podcast today, someone who's actually familiar with podcasting himself, actually. The general manager of our radio station here, KNWD 91.7. I believe, FM.
Yes.
Here we have our general manager of KNWD, Eddy Hernandez.
Hello.
So, Eddy, thank you for coming on here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I know you're familiar with podcasts, but not necessarily the film side of it, because usually for radio, all you do is voice and audio pieces. So we do things a little bit differently over here at the Current Sauce. So I want to talk about you and how you got your start in radio, because you came here as a freshman, starting in radio, and then you worked your way up to general manager. So tell me how you did that.
I guess I don't really know. I don't know how they trusted me to be in this kind of position. I'm very surprised still after being in it for almost a year. But I came to NSU just as a communications major, and I just so happened to walk past the radio station one day, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I didn't know we had this. So the GM at the time actually gave me a tour of the place, and he sent me a link to apply to be a DJ. And so I started doing that for a few months with one of my best friends, Matthew. And then it just kind of grew from there, and I started applying the next semester. And then, I don't know, from there it just went up.
Yeah, so were you excited when you became general manager of the radio station?
Oh, I was excited. I was actually driving to get some dinner when Matthew Craig, the advisor for student media, he called me. He was like, "Hey, Eddy, I have some bad news. You got GM." And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was so lost. I pulled over to the side of the road, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "Yes." I don't know. I was excited.
Why would that be bad news? You weren't a DJ anymore?
I mean, I think he was trying to mess with me.
Okay.
Leading it off, I got some really bad news for you. And then,
So tell me one thing about radio that people may not know, because yes, you guys play music on our radio station here on campus for sure, but I know there's other technicalities that go behind it that people don't see.
Right. A lot of stuff behind the scenes. But I mean, one thing that a lot of people probably don't know, radio is still alive and well. It's very alive. It's very well. Yeah, I mean, all week this week, I've been trying to deal with our broadcast just because it's very hard to deal with all the technical difficulties that we encounter, in our time. Because a lot of it is automated, but even the computer doesn't want to do it by itself. So there's a lot of hands-on work behind the scenes.
So would you say, because I know you said that radio still is alive and well, would you say it's going to be in the future still alive and well, or will it diminish?
I can only hope for the best. I hope it keeps going on this trend where it is alive and well. I mean, with a bunch of new advancements in technology, with AI and just new equipment coming out, streaming platforms, people aren't really inclined to listen to radios anymore unless they're in their car. So, I mean, there is that kind of a risk, and I'm a little scared of that. But I hope that even in the end times, the radio will still
be there.
Still be there.
Yeah. So since you're a little bit skeptical about how the future is going to go, are you a little nervous about your future job and employment as well?
Yes, without a doubt, very much. Not a lot of places are hiring. Not a lot of radio stations are currently hiring. And when they do hire, it's more higher positions because someone that was there for a long time either retired or quit or something. And, coming straight out of college, I can't apply for those high positions.
Absolutely.
So there is some fear there about securing a job. But I'm crossing my fingers, hoping for the best that there is.
Yes, absolutely. And I know you're going to graduate this May.
Yes.
So I know there's a little bit of nervousness that comes with that as well, but I think you'll do just fine. And since you're a student media leader, that also comes with a lot of pressure, along with being a student yourself in the communications, journalism area. How do you manage your time very well? Because being in a leadership position takes a lot of time management to be exact, and also a lot of just, planning. So how do you do that?
Well, to tell you the truth, I have my own office in the radio station, and most days I'm in there from 8 a.m. and I don't leave until 6 or 8 p.m. So I'm in there for 10 to 12 hours a day. And I just try to get as much work as I can done.
Yes.
It's stressful. It's a lot. But, I mean, I'm grateful to be where I'm at and to do the work that I can do. But it's really just locking myself in my office for hours on end and trying to focus on those.
So after office hours, when you're out of the office, I know you said you like to play your guitar and hang out with your girlfriend, of course. How often do you do those things after a rough day?
My guitar, it comes and goes. I mean, after playing for almost 10 years, I've kind of lost inspiration, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still pick it up here and there. And with my girlfriend, I mean, I go see her every weekend. It's my only escape, really, from all of this.
Yes, I absolutely believe it. As a student media leader, you definitely need some downtime away from campus. Because even though you might not be doing anything here on campus, the feeling is still there. So
Exactly.
I think that's really wonderful that you do that. So since you are a radio person, which accumulates to music, I want to know, which one is the better option? Spotify, Apple Music, or Pandora?
Well, not Pandora.
Not
I'm gonna
Pandora.
say.
Why not Pandora?
I don't know. I don't like Pandora. I mean, I don't like how you pick a track and they just like recommend tracks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it's a great way to find new music, but sometimes I just want to listen to what I want to listen to.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty cool how it's like kind of like a radio-based style to where it just kind of randomly plays music.
Yeah.
I've had Apple Music in my freshman year of college for about a year and a half.
Okay.
It's not bad, but I mean, you can't compare anything to Spotify.
Okay.
I would say Spotify's on top right now. But in my personal opinion, one you didn't mention was like physical media. CDs, records, stuff like that, I think is probably, I mean, coming from a radio guy, I think it's superior.
So as a radio guy, do you still have like an old school radio maybe in your room somewhere that you can pop in a CD?
I do, yes.
Yes. So what music do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of, I guess, unconventional. It's a lot of metal and hardcore, screamo, alternative, stuff like that. But I do dabble in some R&B and rap.
Okay.
You know, I can get down to that. I don't really like country, so
It's okay.
I can't really say I like all music.
It's okay. It's okay. I think that's great. I do have a old school radio myself. It was actually my sister's. And she had a bunch of CDs, and I would listen to those. There was a Beyonce one. I think one from 50 Cent as well. And sometimes, truthfully, when I get tired of Apple Music, sometimes Pandora, just when I want a mixture, have barely listened to Spotify, only because I don't have the paid version, so I don't want to listen to the ads.
Makes sense.
But sometimes I will find myself listening to the radio station back at home. And of course, the songs now you're familiar with because they're on TikTok and everything like that.
Right.
But that was something when I was a little girl that I would love listening to the radio and listening to my favorite songs at the time because they just brought me so much joy. I could, not supposedly hurting your ears, but I could turn up my radio as loud as I wanted. And sometimes on the phone, it's like, ooh, this just needs to be louder because this is such a good song.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could do that. I could switch stations when I wanted to listen to just pop. I could do that when I wanted to listen to rap. I knew how to do that. Country on the other end of it. And I just remember that. And then, of course, when, finally got Spotify, I think I was just like, okay, I'm done with this just because I want to listen to this song in particular. But whenever I'm with my mother in her car still, has radio and has a CD in it, and I will listen to the radio at the time, or her CDs, because I believe that sometimes you just want that old nostalgia, childhood feeling. And sometimes we need that. And listening to those CDs, she has a bunch of Christmas CDs too, and that's what we always play when Christmas comes around because that's what we're going to listen to.
Right. I mean, you can't not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, I know it's on all the streaming platforms, of course, but it brings a little bit of a different vibe once you listen to it on the CD. So I do agree with you on that. So I want to know, since you are graduating, since you're about to leave Northwestern State University, tell me a piece of advice that you would give, one, the person who is going to take your place as general manager, but two, a freshman just like you who might be interested in student media or maybe no interest, but might form an interest later.
Right. Well, I guess for whoever replaces me next semester, just strap in for the ride. It's a long one. It's a hard one, but it's very much worth it. If you just dedicate yourself to it, like the reward is next to none, I guess. Like there's just some sort of like pride in like being the leader of this organization and then seeing it do so well and perform so well. That's my piece of advice for whoever comes next after me. But for freshmen, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I know whenever I came to NSU, I was very, very introverted. And I might still be a little bit here and there, but I was like shy to some sort of degree where people could try to talk to me, and I would ignore them on purpose just because I didn't want to talk to people because I couldn't. Freshman me would never imagine myself sitting right here today, to be honest, talking to you. And you know, being a part of the station, or like the radio station, being a DJ, or just joining any kind of media group, student media group, it allows you to step out of that comfort zone and explore, you know, new opportunities and explore yourself and find out who you are as a person. And you just find, you know, you make great friends, you find new interests, you go on these amazing trips and opportunities that you get.
Yes.
So, I mean, just go out, just go for it. Step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to just take that leap. I mean, it sounds cliche, but I mean,
it does and it doesn't at the same time, because that's exactly what you have to do.
Exactly. Right.
All right. From the introverted kid himself, that's y'all's advice for joining student media organizations. Yes. So thank you, Eddy, for coming on the podcast and joining me today. I'm sad that you are graduating. It's like I always meet these wonderful people and then y'all are graduating the next time and I'm like,
I know,
that's
exactly.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you guys for tuning in to Burning Conversations. We will be back with a new episode very, very soon. I'm Anastasia Douglas, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.